Hey team, I got another great question. It's usually just about every week I get some really awesome questions from all of you, and this question is, how do you fix muscle imbalance? I know a lot of athletes, and as well as myself over the years as well. Sometimes we get weaker on one side of our, maybe it's our right leg is stronger or weaker than our left leg, or vice versa. And in terms of how do you fix muscle imbalance, is really you have to focus again on the other fundamentals that go into really preparing and being the best middle to long distance runner you can be, and that is consistent stretching, consistent strength training exercises, and really focusing on really stressing both sides of your body. Okay, if you're just doing side crunches on your left side, you're really just working on the left side of your abdominals, and you're not really working so much on your right side. If you're in terms of medicine ball drills, really focus on working both sides of your body in terms of to make sure that there is a balance between the right side and the left side. Focus on explosive type activities. Like I said, consistent stretching is key. I think in terms of muscle imbalance, I think it's really important to make sure that you have consistent strength training routine. A lot of athletes out there don't always take this as seriously as I think they should, and really it comes down to just having weak muscles and not stretching enough, and not spending enough time over a long enough period of time during your build-up focusing on strength training. Okay, you don't have to be in the gym more than twice a week. You should only be in the gym really about once per week, and always focus on light weights and high repetitions. Okay, you're not in there to build mass. You're in there to build, as far as just overall maintenance and overall strength and stamina that strength training will help you do. My favorite training in terms of muscle imbalances to make sure that I was strong was box jumps, planks to really focus on the core. Again, if you have a strong core, that's going to help you, in terms of when you're racing, it's going to help you with your form. It's going to help you not to break down as much. Obviously, training at paces that are significantly faster than your goal race pace is going to be key too. But in terms of muscle imbalances and how do you improve a muscle imbalance, really focus on, like I said, a consistent strength training routine. And don't just focus on one side of your body, focus on both sides of the body, okay? Again, if you're doing planks, focus on both the left side and the right side. If you're doing crunches, focus on both the left and the right side. And really focus on making sure that you're not just running every single day and not really focusing on strength work, okay? Athletes that are trying to improve as middle to long distance runners, they focus on all the fundamentals that go into really producing a great result, whether it's on the track or on the roads. And the best middle distance runners I've trained with over the years definitely do take strength training very seriously. But I've also trained with world-class middle distance runners and long distance runners who didn't strength train at all. And sometimes, and even they don't know, even they don't have, even they have some muscle imbalances as well. Okay, would those athletes that I've trained with over the years that didn't strength train, would they have been even better? More than likely, yes. And again, you don't have to be in the gym more than once a week. Some of you might want to do it twice per week, but if you're running high volume and you're doing very stressful anaerobic workouts as well, and working a full-time job, maybe going to school, handling many other responsibilities, you really have to focus in on how much stress you're placing on the body, because adaptation is key, and you don't want to continue to push the body hard and not be backing off enough, so that you get to a point where you start to really stress yourself so much that you're getting diminished returns. But I do think that when it comes to muscle imbalances, the best thing that you can do is make sure that you're being very consistent with your stretching, and stretching both sides of the body, focusing on lunges, front lunges, rear lunges, and core work, making sure that you have a strong core as well. Because if you neglect these parts of your training, it's very natural when you're doing long distance running or when you're doing track workouts to eventually start to break down. And and there is a higher risk of injury if you do have muscle imbalances. If you're running, if your left side isn't as strong as your right side, or vice versa, it is much more difficult to get great results and to minimize getting injured if you're not focusing on these other areas of your preparation. Again, the best middle to long distance runners, the majority of the world-class runners I've lived with, trained with over the years, they do focus on all of the areas that go into performance, the highest level of performance, and strength training is key. They really focus on, if I do have a muscle imbalance, what do I need to do in training in order to correct this? And that might be more of a consistent routine in stretching, making sure that your body's fully stretched, working on weaker muscles in the gym, and again, making sure that you work on all the weak areas of your preparation. Okay, you may be great at sprinting, you may be great at long distance running, but how much emphasis are you placing in on your strength training routine, on your mental visualization? Are you running a high amount of volume, but you're running too much of that volume too easily? You're not running at a significantly faster pace to really prepare for your races. And again, I think that the speed training, really focusing on your nutrition, focusing on your recovery, all that's going to help you improve the muscle imbalances and improve your overall musculature and your overall preparation if you're looking at all the other areas that go into running a great middle to long distance race. But definitely improve your stretching routine. Definitely start working on the weaker areas of your body. If you're feeling like your right thigh is weaker than your left thigh, or your left calf is weaker than your right calf, or vice versa, then definitely start working on both sides of the body. Okay, don't just focus on one side and neglect the other side. Okay, that is one way to really, if you start focusing on a consistent strength routine exercises where you're focusing on high repetitions, lower weight, and not really focusing so much on mass and gaining weight. You don't need to do that as a middle to long distance runner. You really just need to really be in the gym, like I said, no more really than once a week, and focus on those explosive type activities. That's really going to help you, in terms of your racing, and work on your maintenance types of workouts. Okay, bench press, leg curls, box jumps, burpees, planks, crunches, sit-ups. All of these will help you improve over time. It's not going to happen overnight, but over time you will improve upon the areas of your body that are weaker. And again, remember, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the body to adapt to any stress load you're placing on it. So the hard work you're putting in today, the results of the hard work you're putting in today will be seen several weeks, several months from now. So be very patient with yourself. Don't try to rush the process. And I think if you do this on a consistent basis over a long enough period of time, when you start dropping your volume, you start tapering down, you start dropping your intensity, and you allow your body to rest, and you improve upon your muscle imbalances, you're going to really produce a new personal best in whatever event that you're going for. So I hope this answers your question in terms of muscle imbalances, and definitely leave me a comment below. Like this video, share it with other athletes, other family members, co-workers, anybody that you know that loves fitness or loves running. It helps the channel grow. I really appreciate the support as well. And definitely, like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, leave me a comment below. I'll definitely reach back out to you. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.